Hey, what's up YouTube? This is another episode of Donato Brothers Movie Reviews. I'm Corey Donato.
And I'm Colin Donato.
And today's review is Transformers, the movie. And no, it's none of the Michael Bay movies, guys. It's Transformers, the movie from 1986. And it's by far the most epic Transformers
The greatest Transformers movie
of all time. This film is just so good. The animation's excellent, I would say. I really like the introduction to all the new characters, because we're going to give out spoilers in this, because this film has been out, for 31 years?
Yeah.
So yeah, we're going to give out spoilers, so sorry. Yeah, the plot of the film is basically that there's this villain called Unicron, and he is like a
giant planet.
Giant planet that devours other planets in order to get energy. To get power.
Like Galactus from Marvel.
Basically. Yeah. And he wants to destroy the Autobot Matrix, which is the only thing that can destroy him.
Yeah.
So what he does basically is he goes out and he finds, Megatron, who's almost destroyed in battle by Optimus Prime, which is an awesome fight between Optimus Prime and Megatron.
Which is in, the first 20 minutes.
And also, greatly voiced by Peter Cullen, who voices Optimus Prime.
He dies immediately.
He does die. I was going to wait to tell them that, but he dies. But yeah, Optimus Prime does die in this film. Just straight up dies. And
no coming back for 5 times like in the Michael Bay movies.
No coming back. He's dead. At least there's at least 4 other, a whole bunch of Autobots die in this film. Ironhide dies. I'm trying to think of other ones.
Yeah. A bunch of them. Starscream dies. The Decepticons.
Yeah, Starscream dies. Whole bunch. Basically, this film was made to introduce the new toy line, because Optimus Prime and all the others were the old toy line. So they're like, hey, we're going to introduce these new toys in this film.
It was basically to end the original series.
Mm-hmm. But they did introduce one really awesome Autobot.
Hot Rod.
Hot Rod, by far one of the best Autobots.
Best.
One of the best Transformers.
Yeah.
And he's voiced by Judd Nelson, who you may know if you've watched The Breakfast Club, is Bender. John Bender in The Breakfast Club film. And he's been in other films I'm trying to think here. There's an old film called Hail Caesar that he's in, and then he's also in St. Elmo's Fire. If any young people who are watching this, go check those movies out. They're good. Hail Caesar, no, but St. Elmo's Fire and Breakfast Club, go check those 2 out, because those are really good 80s films. But we're talking about this film right now. And Frank Welker voices Megatron in this, and he's only in it for a little bit, because what happens is that Unicron, like we said earlier, finds Megatron in space because they had lost the battle, and they were getting rid of all these Decepticons in order to lose some weight of the ship that they were riding on. And because it was another Autobot they were riding on, which is Astro Train. He can turn into a train.
Yeah, and a plane.
A spaceship. Plane and a spaceship. Train and a spaceship. So what happens is that Megatron is turned into Galvatron, who's voiced by the late Leonard Nimoy, who passed away, sadly. I guess it's been, 2 years? About 2 years ago now. He played Spock in Star Trek, but he excellently voiced Galvatron in this film.
He's probably the coolest.
He's one of the coolest. I like Megatron, but Galvatron's also cool.
Yeah.
And I just need to say about the scene between just the last fight between Megatron and Optimus Prime, just so cool, because they're playing the song called "The Touch" by Stan Bush, and let's just say the music in this film is epic.
Outstanding.
It's it's like hard rock, 80s rock and roll, and synthesizer, 80s synthesizer music, which of course is perfect, and just that whole fight between Megatron and Optimus Prime, just Optimus Prime being like, Megatron must be stopped, no matter the cost. And then he just transforms into a truck and just blows over a whole bunch of Decepticons.
Tons of Decepticons.
But then he jets up in the air and then transforms in midair and shoots up one of the Decepticons. It's just so awesome. It's so great, and then he has that awesome line. Remember, one shall stand, one shall fall.
Yeah, the film has some great dialogue too.
Mm-hmm. Very quotable film. I just love. Another voice actor I should mention. If you don't know who he is, Orson Welles voiced Unicron, and he's an old time an old time actor. He used to be a great director back. What was it, back in like the 1930s, 1930s, 1940s? He directed films like Citizen Kane, and he plays the main character in Citizen Kane. But this sadly was his last film.
I knew that.
Yeah, it was his last film. He was actually intrigued that he was voicing. He's like, "Oh, for my next movie, I'm voicing a toy." But yeah, he did a great. Actually, he was really sick during the recording of the film, and they had to kind of change his voice a little bit just so they could get the sound out, because he tried his best to sound as good as he could. But yeah, it's sad that he was that sick during the process of making the film. This film is it's an excellent watch. I love, of course, I love Hot Rod. I love Ultra Magnus, who's another,
who also, but he dies, but he comes back.
Yeah.
Which is not a lot of in this movie.
So much stuff is introduced in this film. You have Wheelie, that's another, little
the Dinobots.
He's kind of annoying, though.
Yeah, you have the Dinobots.
Kind of Dinobots, me Grimlock King. That's how Grimlock talks. The Dinobots are so much cooler.
Yeah, in the new film, they just look like trash cans.
That's all the
Autobots.
Yeah,
they all look like
They all look like big garbage metal things just fighting each other.
Yeah.
And, with Michael Bay, there always has to be huge explosions.
Yeah. Only the first Michael Bay Transformers movie is good. The rest are not good.
The first one's okay, but,
the rest are just bad.
This film is by far the best of the Transformers films. As you can see, I wore my Autobot t-shirt for this review. And just showing my love for this movie, because I started watching it, I think, it was before you were born, because we rented it from me and my dad, we rented it from the video store, and I watched it at home, and I was just amazed. Even as a kid, I was amazed. So, this is an awesome movie, and still as an adult, I love the movie, still.
When the 20th anniversary edition came out, I had that when I was a child, and I watched it all the time, and the disc is destroyed because of how much I watched it.
Oh, now we have, now he has the 30th anniversary edition, which I recommend, because it definitely is. It's a very well remastered DVD, and has a great documentary that goes along with it that tells the history of the making of this film.
With voices,
it shows people
voices,
who voice the people who voice the characters and everything. But yeah, like I said, this film has a great story, great characters, great music, and it's just, even though I wasn't a kid in the 80s, it's just incredibly nostalgic. What would you say, Colin?
It's one of the best 80s films.
But the only gripe I have really with this film is that I don't like Wheelie. I think he's kind of annoying, and I think the animation can be a little sketchy sometimes. But it's mostly good though throughout the whole film.
Yeah.
I don't have many gripes about this film.
It's a kids movie.
It is a kids movie. I know that.
But there's a few curse words in it.
Oh yeah, they say I think there's only one curse word.
Yeah.
In the whole film, but it's all the fight scenes. They're pretty violent for a kids film, especially when all the Autobots are being killed, in the beginning of the film.
Flames come out of their mouths and their eyes just kind of go blank.
Yeah. The one thing I never understood though is Megatron. He's one of the biggest Decepticons.
He turns into a gun.
But yeah, he turns into this tiny gun that Starscream uses to kill the Autobots.
Yeah.
But but I do still love Megatron, even if he does transform into a gun.
Yeah.
But though he did. Then he became a cannon when he was Galvatron. But remember when he turns into a cannon, he just automatically destroys Starscream.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he's much more powerful.
Yeah, he's much more powerful. Colin, what would you rate this film?
I don't. Maybe a 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. I'd give it, personally. I'd probably give it a 9 out of 10 also.